Hi guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Couple things. One, I apologize for my voice. I'm coming down with a bit of a cold, so I'm kind of hoarse. But besides that, I can still deliver some good nuggets of information as it relates to insurance. So today we're going to talk about an article that some people are lucky enough to have this problem. This is a good problem. The title of the article is Shiny Sports Car or Cheap Sedan, right? How your car affects your premium, right? So we're realistic here. So we know the cost of insurance isn't going to be the driving factor of which car you choose ultimately. But should it be a component? Yes. How much weight it carries within that decision-making process is completely up to you. But it should be a component because there could be a large difference, as you could imagine. The basics are that there are certain parameters that can tip the scales, right? So the model of your car, it's embedded in the title. Sports car, meant to be driven fast, may even have 200 on the speedometer. It's going to be more expensive than a sedan, period. So the model of your car is very important and can drive the premium. The cost of the vehicle, and this is actually tied to the average cost of repairs, the third component that the carriers look at. But typically, in rule of thumb, which is intuitive, the more expensive vehicle, the more expensive parts, the more expensive it is to repair it, right? So from a carrier standpoint, they're thinking about the risk of them paying for a loss and paying heavily if there was ever a claim. So that will increase your premium. Now, it's not always the case, right? Because you can get an expensive minivan. You can get an expensive, very, very safe sedan that may not be, from a premium standpoint, an insurance standpoint, as expensive as a sports car, or as expensive as kind of a normal sedan, and that's because the extra cost isn't embedded in how the car looks, but how the car protects the people in it and the people around it, right? The other thing is safety ratings, right? You may or may not know about safety ratings. It's a process that's carried out by the IIHS, Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. They test kind of the crash worthiness and the crash avoidance of vehicles. Crash worthiness being how well the car protects the people inside of it. Crash avoidance obviously being how much technology and other parameters are within the vehicle to negate, right, accidents, right? So the better rating you have, the cheaper your insurance will be for said vehicle. The other one is this factor isn't well known, and it's the potential damage your vehicle can do to another, right? So that's the liability portion. Carriers also take that into account. If you're trying to insure a Humvee or something that carries a big punch that can do a lot of damage, your insurance will increase for that. And then the last but not least, this one is probably considered the most when purchasing a car, and that's how susceptible your car is to theft, right? There are certain cars that are just prone to being easy to either get into and start, or just super flashy and drive a lot of unfortunate bad behavior to steal it. Within the US, the top three cars that are almost consistently the top three cars is the Honda Civic, the Honda Accord, and the Ford pickup, right? But these are all factors that once again, we know it's not going to drive your decision, but it's always good to keep these in mind. And an easy way to keep them in mind is not to think about your insurance rating from your perspective. Think about it from the carrier's perspective, right? They're trying to stack the deck, so to speak, so that, for one, they don't have to pay a claim. But if they do have to pay a claim, then they've gathered enough cash in premium where they don't take a bath, right? They don't lose too much money. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll talk to you next week.